Nicola Cairncross here. Now today I want to talk to you about marketing and, more importantly, marketing budgets, because a lot of people start a business and they don't even consider that they might need a marketing budget. Well, as I'm very fond of saying, with your marketing you either pay for it or you work for it, and I'm assuming that a lot of people who are going to watch this video do not have a large marketing budget, so they're going to have to work for it. However, if you are going to pay for it, it doesn't need to cost as much as you think. And I wanted to alert you to the fact that I've got a handy profit calculator on my website, which you will be able to come along and use, and you'll be able to put in how much you think it's going to cost you for online advertising, how much profit you make for your lead product, what you can offer on the back end, and what your profit is there. It will tell you how much marketing budget you might need to set aside in order to turn a profit as quickly as possible. I'm going to show you how it works first, and then I'm going to give you a link in the description underneath about where you can go and actually use it on my website completely free of charge. And after I've shown you this video, I'm going to come back to talking about what you do if you don't have any marketing budget at all. So stick around for that. One of my businesses is clicksandleads.com, and one of the things I do there is use a tool with new aspiring online entrepreneurs to work out how the profit potential of their business. And it was recently just a very rough and ready kind of tool that I use myself, but we've just recently turned it into an online app. So it's called the Profit Calculator, and this is how you use it. I'm going to show you the video first, and I'm going to give you access to actually use the Profit Calculator for yourself. So what you need to do is you need to work out how many eyeballs you can get in front of every day. One way to do this is to use the Google AdWords keyword planner and put in some searches for your key phrases and see how many searches there are a month for that key phrase. You can also get Google's estimated cost per click. But I'm going to use today some of the figures I get for Facebook advertising, because it's much less expensive than Google, and I much prefer it because you can get very, very targeted with your advertising. You can also get in front of people who aren't actually searching. Don't discount the importance of that, because if you're a new startup, people might not know that they need you until they see your ad. So they're not actually on Google searching for your solution for their problem or pain, but it's in the back of their mind, and if they saw it on Facebook, or they saw or it was suggested to them that there might be a solution, then they might click through and become a lead or a sale for you. So I usually work on 10,000 potential impressions per day. So all you do with the profit calculator is just pop that in. Some of the boxes you're able to add things to, and some of them will populate after you click the submit button at the bottom, which is why I made this video for you. Now, click-through rates, that ranges entirely on the marketplace, anything between 1 and 10%. So let's go for a fairly average click-through rate of, say, 3%. Right, the price per click. On Google it's going to be much more expensive. On Facebook ads, depending on the marketplace again, you can get very cheap clicks with targeted traffic indeed. So let's just go for an average of $1 a click. That's fairly reasonable. And let's say that you're going to get a conversion of the clicks of which are people who see your sales page to sales. Now, in the internet marketing world, we generally say it's between a 1 and 3% conversion to sales of a product around $50. So let's just put in 2%, which is sort of smack bang in the middle there. This is obviously the important bit that you need to work on once you're starting to get traffic, and there are lots of great tools online for that. Or you can just create 2 versions of your page and send half the traffic to each. So yeah, we don't know what the estimated sales per day are yet. Let's say we're selling an item price at around $79. That's not too expensive, is it? And then the cost to buy, license or manufacture your product is 0 if you're selling a digital product. Now, the thing you might want to bear in mind here, are you selling a physical product? To give you a good idea of your profit potential, then you need to include any shipping costs. So just put in the figure per item sold, including shipping costs. We're going to whiz through all of this because we need to go down and just fill in this box here, which is the business multiple for resale. Now, this can be anything. It can be up to 30 if it's an automated business that the purchaser knows they can bring value to and swiftly scale up. But in the real world of business selling, it's anything usually between sort of 1 and 3 times profit. So let's be conservative and put in 1 times profit, which means that somebody might invest an amount of money to get the same amount of money back out within 12 months. It's usually 2 times actually, but let's leave it at 1. There's obviously lots of others. There's remarketing, there's ad roll, there's all sorts of other people where you can advertise. You could advertise with solo ads, and you can do joint venture opportunities whereby your ad gets shown on someone else's thank you page, for example. Let's just be conservative and say we're going to use 3 ad platforms. Okay, so what we want to do now is click the submit button and see what the numbers say. See if our business is likely to be profitable. So at 10,000 impressions a day with a click-through rate of 3%, we're going to get 300 clicks a day. Our price per click is $1 and we're going to get a 2% conversion to sales. So that means we're going to make an estimated 6 sales a day at $79. So the value of sales per day is $474. The cost to buy, license or manufacture the product in this case is $0. So we've got a nothing in the total cost of product box. The total cost of clicks from above is $300, so our net profit before overheads is $174 a day. That needs to be a positive figure. If you see a negative figure in this box, go back and play around with your figures above, whether it's the number of impressions, the conversion rate of impressions to clicks, and or perhaps your sales conversion. Only move forward if this is a net profit of a positive figure. The annual profits on one ad platform are going to be $63,510. $63,510. The back end sales are usually 2.2 times net profit. I know lots of internet marketers, and that's generally what they say you can do. If you get a customer, you can usually make 2.2 times the net profit of a new customer. So that's 139,000 in back end sales. So let's add our annual profits together with our back-end sales, and then our business multiple for resale is only 1. So that means that after 1 year, our company is going to be worth around the 203,000. We're going to use 3 ad platforms, and that makes our annual profits just over $500,000 with a business resale value of $609,000. Now let's see what happens if we put in a 3 multiple there. It would obviously change things quite dramatically. I like to use this with my early clients. It shows them if they're not going to be charging enough for their product, for example. I just spoke to someone this afternoon who was working with a £2 cost per click, which is about $3, and he was trying to send people to a £7 tripwire offer, which is about $10, and he wasn't getting enough data because he was only spending £5 a day, which is about $7.50 on daily budget on Facebook ads. So he was moving very slowly because he was getting data very slowly, but we were able to see that there was not a hope in hell, even if hell froze over, of him getting a profit out of that. So he's going to swap it around now and try and send all his opt-in traffic. He's getting quite a good opt-in rate at about 10.8%. He's going to send all his opt-in traffic now to look at a higher ticket item, because it would take less clicks to make a profit if he sold just one of the higher ticket items rather than selling 10 of the low ticket items. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I hope you enjoy using it as much as I do and my mentoring clients do. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that. It was a pretty fast and furious run through of the profit calculator. The thing I love about that tool, which I developed from a spreadsheet that I used to use, is that you can tweak all the different elements of it. You can tweak your product price. You can tweak whether it's a digital product or a physical product, whether you need to add in shipping or not. You can tweak if you're only going to use one ad platform versus 3 or 5 or 10. And you can tweak how much it's going to cost you to get a click. So you need to run some ads first to find out exactly what your conversion rates are and how much it's going to cost you to get clicks. Actually, on both of the ad platforms that I use, Facebook and Google, you can actually pay per impression. So you start off by paying for impressions to get the most number of people looking at your ads. And then once you get some steady traffic flowing through, you can tweak. Once you know what your pay-per-click cost is, you can actually tell Facebook and Google, in fact, to optimize for clicks. Then after you've had a while of people opting into your free gift, you can tell them to optimize for opt-in. And then after you've had a while of making sales, you can actually tell your ad campaigns to optimize for sales, which is pretty good stuff. Now, I don't run ad campaigns for people anymore, but I do know someone very, very good who I can refer you to. But that's really for people with budgets. You need not just a budget for the clicks themselves, but you need a budget to pay the person to run the ads. And it's a very specialist skill, which is why I stopped doing it, because I didn't want to carry on learning at that level of skill. I much prefer working one-to-one with people and then referring people on. Okay, so what do we do if you don't have any advertising budget at all? Well, the thing to do then is to create engaging content, which you can then boost. And boosting is a bit like running an ad campaign, but you're running it with some content that you want to get in front of more eyeballs. And Facebook is absolutely fabulous for that. And in fact, in the Be Everywhere Online course that I've got, we actually teach people how to run simple ads. They're so much cheaper than running pay-per-click ads, because you're just basically, first of all, you pay to get your video or your content in front of more people. And then after a while, you can actually break down your audience into people who've watched, or a good selection of your content, people who've watched it 50% of the way through, people who've watched it 90% of the way through. And so you can really start honing it down. In fact, I teach people how to run a 4-level campaign, and that really keeps their costs down dramatically. So let's just recap. If you're starting out fresh, you need a marketing budget. If you haven't got a marketing budget, you need to spend time working, getting in front of your ideal clients. Now, that can either be audio, written, or visual. But it's going to be video, it's going to be audio, it's going to be people who like to read blog posts, or people who listen to podcasts, or people who watch YouTube videos. And I always like to start with a video because it's much more leverageable. For example, I spin off the audio from these videos into a podcast. I can also get the transcript from the video if I want to, and turn that into a blog post with an embedded video and embedded audio, which would be fantastic for your blog posts and your search engine rankings. So if all of this left you in a bit of a spin, then do feel free to sign up for one of my free online coaching sessions, which I'm doing purely if you agree to let me share it on the channel. So it's not very good for people who want to stay private, but it is great for the extroverts among you, all the people who've got nothing to lose by going live with me. And I'm doing, as I said earlier, I'm doing the first one of those on the channel. So look out for that live. It's a live mentoring session. If you want me to look at your website, then again, if you're willing for me to do it publicly, then I'm very happy to take a look. And to get the ball rolling on both of those things, then you can just start with a comment below, or come on over to clicksandleads.com and use the contact page there to speak to me. I hope this has helped. And if you want to use the online profit calculator, then all you need to do is just put your details in there, and you'll get jumped straight to the profit calculator, which you can use as much as you like, completely free of charge. I hope that's helped, and I'll see you tomorrow.